Hello and welcome. Today we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I think there's a lot of niggly areas in the shoulders, the neck, the hips. So let's ease out and soothe out those icky areas and work to strengthen any areas of weakness. Just come and sit quietly a moment and give yourself time to arrive. Let the day go. If this is the only hour you've got for yourself, bring all your attention into the present moment. Put everything to one side, or wait till afterwards. Give yourself this precious time. Connect to the breath. It might be a bit ragged or shallow to start with. But basically, as you tune into this natural body rhythm, it will settle. It will get calmer and easier. So be aware of your in-breath, your out-breath, and those lovely natural pauses between the breath. As you breathe in, be aware of your spine lengthening, and as you breathe out, relaxing back into the support of the mat. Allow yourself to soften. Moving into stillness. I'm going to start with the 5-part Taoist Breath. Take your hands to your heart and breathing in, drawing the energy up. Exhale to the back of the head and spreading it around. Palms up, inhale to the shoulders, gather in. Exhale round the back, draw the belly in. Inhale, palms to the back, big stretch up and come to the earth. Come and gather up again. The in-breath lifting you up. Exhale, a big stretch. Palms up, inhaling, gathering in. Exhaling, flexing the spine, stretching it out. Palms come up as you inhale in a little back bend and come to greet the earth. And again. Following the breath, getting a rhythm in your practice. And feeling balance between the earth and the sky and everything in between. Let's do 2 more. Remember to use the breath. Ujjayi breath if you know it, or just a nice natural, easy breath. Flexing and extending the spine. Let's do 1 more. To the sky, to the earth and everything in between. Fold forward, so you might want to make fists. You might want to rest your head on something, or you might be able to fold forward like this. Take a few slow breaths. Maybe even creep away under fingertips. Breathe well into the back body. And breathe out, soften your low back. Breathe in between the shoulders. Breathe out into the kidney area. Enjoying that space you're making. And come up nice and slow and easy. Relax your shoulders. Well done. Let's come over onto our hands and knees. You're going to warm up the hips here. First of all, your right leg comes back into the tiger. You look up. Exhale, forehead to knee and squeeze the belly. Keep your hips nice and level. Extending and flexing the spine. Tummy nice and firm. That's it. Just one more. And you're going to draw the knee in and hold it. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm going to do. Draw the knee in and hold it. And some nice big circles. That's it. Nice big circles out to the side and push away. Warming up those hips. So we're trying to keep still, we're just working into that right hip. Stretch the leg back and reverse. 1, 2. Any clunks or creaks? There might be. And one more. Extra juicy one. Well done. Let's have a little wiggle, a little circle through the hips there. And then maybe make the circles as big or as small as you like. Come the other way. Feeling that all the spine has a resonance to the movement into the neck, between the shoulders. Well done. Let's do the other side. And stretching back into the tiger. So you keep the legs straight or you can bend the knee, depending on your lower back. You don't want to get too much compression in the lumbar. Exhale, forehead to knee and stretch through the back, stretch between the shoulders. And inhaling, hips nice and level, tummy firm. And round back, 2. Waking up the spine. Well done. Let's do this one and one more because I've forgotten how many we've done. And then stretch it back. One more time, draw it in nice and tight, and let's do those circles. 1, 2, as big or as small as you like. 3. Just feeling into the hips. How are your hips today? And let's come back. So yoga, getting to the parts we don't usually reach, that don't usually think about. We can hold a lot of tension in our hips, a lot of stagnant energy. Well done, lovely. Have a little wiggle. Let's stretch out down dog. So tuck your toes under, take it back a moment and push down through the balls of your feet. Have a little wiggle there. And let's come up slowly. Spread your fingers out, spread your palms out, bend the knees and draw the ribs towards the thighs. And lengthen into this big upside down V. A little wiggle. Breathe in, lift up. Bend the knees, draw the ribs towards the thighs, and lift again. Inhale. Exhale, ease the heels down. Stretch out the back of the legs. Bend the knees, ribs towards the thighs, and reach up and ease the heels down. Well done. Let's do one more. Lovely. And this time, lift the heels off, lift up your right leg, draw the knee in, and help it through, step through. See you in a low lunge with your left hand down. You can make a fist, you can put it on a brick or a block if you like. I'm going to do a big circle, just one mind you, with that right arm, so it's breathing in, big circle, only one. And as you exhale, stretch the right leg. Got that? Let's do 5. So watch that back knee. You might need extra padding under it. The in-breath, just combing the air with your fingers and stretch it out. Maybe have a wiggle. And again. Working into the shoulder. Easing out the hips. Jolly good. Use the breath. How does that shoulder feel? Keep the knees soft, but draw up through the thigh. Curl the toes up towards you. Let's just do one more like this. Hold that. Have a little bit of a wiggle there. A few deep breaths, lengthen through both sides of the spine. Curl the toes up a bit more. Remember, knees soft, drawing up through the thigh. Let's take 2 more breaths. Bend the knee and open up. Pinky fingers towards the back of the head. Push down with the hand, and if you want to lift the back knee off, that's always an option too. Come all the way down. Tuck the toes under, down dog. 5 restorative breaths. Keep the knees soft. Your heels don't have to touch the mat, of course, but can you press down with the balls of the feet? Can you spread the toes out? Can you spread the fingers out? No crease in your wrists, the neck nice and long here. Knees soft. Inverted V. Come onto your knees. Check how your wrists are. Maybe do an energetic bracelet here. So we're going to do something called spinal flossing or neuromobilization. I have done it before in previous practices, so you may be familiar with it. Our spinal cord is quite mobile. It can move about 1.5 centimetres. It runs between our vertebrae, from the base of our skull, our brain, to the top of our lumbar vertebrae. And this movement helps the spinal cord to glide. It was given to me by a Canadian spinal surgeon. And when we do this, it can help to ease out the muscles and ligaments that run up and down the spine. It's also very soothing for sciatica. It eases out the sciatic nerve. It's a bit counterintuitive to what you normally do in your cat-cow, so have a little look. You're going to breathe in, take your sitting bones back towards your heels and look up. This is the in-breath. And as you breathe out, you glide forward and you tuck the chin in. You inhale, you draw back. So visualize your spinal cords gliding between your vertebrae. You're drawing it up. You're breathing in, you're drawing it back. You can really feel that. So remember, you look up as you come back with the in-breath. You sit back. You come forward. It's like an up dog with the chin tucked in. You draw it up. You glide it back. That's it. Get a rhythm in your practice. You might even shut your eyes. Lovely meditative movements here. Make your yoga a beautiful flow today. Well done. Shall we do one more after this? So good to mobilise your spine with these movements. Let's rest a moment. Maybe curl up into a little ball or rest your head in your hands. Remember that there's many sorts of child, so do the one that's right for you. Allow yourself to soften, relax with the breath. And feeling supported by the earth and following the breath is a great foundation for your practice. Take time to check in how you feel, how your back feels. I'm going to come up and do the other side. So spread your fingers apart, push down with your hands, lift your knee, rise up, down dog, lengthen the neck. So as you push down with your hands, you lift your sit bones higher, you make more space through your spine. Lift your heels off, lift up your left leg, lovely and tall. Draw the knee through, forehead to knee, and step that left foot through. And sometimes that needs a bit of practice. Take your right hand down, either make a fist or put it on a grip. So it's a big circle with the left arm. And stretch it out. And again. Combing the air with your fingers. Easing out your shoulder. See if you can get more stretch through that right thigh. This one and one more. Let's hold it there and stretch in Ardha Hanuman, the half monkey god posture, which is half splits. Have a little wiggle, lengthen through both sides of the body, gaze at your toes. Let's see if you can come down a little bit deeper, working your ribs towards your inner thigh. Getting space, the knee soft but drawing up through the thigh. Bend the knee, press down firmly with your right hand, start to look behind you and open up. So turn the pinky finger maybe towards the back of the head, because that's going to slide the shoulder down the back. And some of you might lift that back knee up as well, but not too high. I feel that big thigh bone lengthening out of the hips, surrounded by sheath of muscles, beautifully strong. Lift the knee, draw up through the thigh, firm the tummy. And with any twist, think about the tummy, the ribs, the chest, all revolving. Absolutely beautiful. Let's look up. Let's take another down dog. 3 to 5 restorative breaths. We could play with a dog. What does it feel like if you take your feet nice and wide apart here? Or what does it feel like if you take your feet together? Or in ballet dancer position. Quite like that external hip rotation. So it's about doing things that feel good for you. Your yoga. Come onto your knees. So the next one's a bit different again. We're going to reverse that spinal flossing. So you could get a bit discombobulated with this. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you come down. Press down with your hands. As you glide through, the chest draws through, and you might bend the knees, but watch your back and sink a bit lower. Watch that low back. Inhale, really flex the spine round the back. Exhale. And gliding forward, chest comes between the arms. And sink down. And round the back. So this is really good for stretching out, easing out your femoral nerve, which runs down the front of the thigh. Even shut your eyes if you know the dance. Should we just do 2 more? Beautiful. Just take a moment in your child and curl up a little ball there. A little wiggle. And slowly come into a squat. Don't do this if the knees aren't right. And it's sometimes quite hard to balance in a squat. You can take your hands to a brow. We'll take a few breaths there. Think about your beautifully long, healthy spine. You breathe in, you lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, you sink down a little bit more. Feel your tailbone lengthening. So imagine there's a weight attached to it, pulling you down. Nice and straight, a nice soft gaze. Nice relaxed breath. Finding some stillness and some quietness. And then slowly take our hands to the earth. Come into a forward bend with the knees soft and hang there a moment. And from here, you're going to take your right foot in front of your left and your pinky toes are together there. So hang out there a moment and feel that stretch through the left hip, as we walk over to the right there. Bend the knee a little bit. Bend that right knee. And if it's okay, just lean into that stretch. If it's a bit restricted or a bit challenging, can you lean into it? Can you breathe into it? Can you allow yourself to soften? Maybe you're going to walk your left fingers away a wee bit more there. Wonderful. Let's change. Let's take the right foot behind so the left foot's in front. Push down with that right foot, bend the left knee. And we could walk over to the left there. Stretch through the right hip. Can you feel that? Can you walk the right fingers away? So leaning into that stretch. If it's a bit challenging or a bit tight, can you be okay with that? Any pain, of course, back off. Stay with it. Very well done. Let's uncross the legs and slowly, slowly curl up and restack the spine vertebrae by vertebrae and curl up. Take your hands to your hearts and let's do a really slow meditative walk to the front of the mat. Think about your feet on the earth. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Spread your toes out, lift the arches. Feel the texture of your mat. Very rarely we take time to feel our feet on the earth, isn't it? Just enjoy that. Enjoy being barefooted. That connection to the earth. Feeling grounded, grounding yourself. Just going to stand at the front of your mat. So we're going to do this 5-point Taoist breath from standing now. I'm going to add a twist to it, so come with me. Now breathe in, little back bends. Exhale and push away. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, round the back. Palms up, little back bends here to the sky. Keep the knees soft as you come down to the earth. And all the way up, come to the heart. And adding on a twist. Breathing in, twist over to your right. Exhale to centre and over to your left. Come back to centre. And again, the in-breath lifts us. Exhale, push the walls away. Palms up, gather in. Relax the spine. Breathing into the sky and out to the earth. And rooting down and extending up. Hands to your heart. I'm going to open up again to the right. Come to the centre. Well done. Let's do one more. Breathe well. Then feel your arms stretching from your heart centre. Palms up to the shoulders. Exhale. Really rooting down and extending up as you come up for the last time. And come over to your right. Can you come a little bit further and gather in. Well done. Breathing in, coming up. Throw your hands all the way down to the earth one more time. Looking at your left foot and stepping back into a nice high lunge. So we've been practicing this. Practice your balance of 5 breaths. So you can straighten the leg. See if you can sink a little bit deeper there. Bend the back knee and straighten it. Push the heels away. Firm up the tummy, lift the heart, and test your balance and look up if you like. Another 3 breaths. Stay steady, wonderful. Take your hands to your heart. Think about your left foot. Turn the toes out, heel in, and open up to your warrior 2. Breathe well. Soften the shoulders, sink down a little bit more and get that balance between strength and softness. Lovely strong legs, beautiful strong arms. Press down with the feet, but soft shoulders, soft, relaxed out breath. Stay strong. Palm comes up, reverse your warrior. So as much back bend as you like. Can you give the back of the neck a little tickle here? Can you reach out your arm, your left arm? Take it to your right elbow and see if you can ease down a bit more. You may stay there, or you might reach the arm out again, turn the palm to the back, and you may be able to bind, or you might need to hold your t-shirt. The Gomakasa arms, the cowhead arms. You might even come back a little bit, but watch your low back here. And keep the knee over the ankle. See if you can sink down a little bit more as we stretch out the shoulders. Push your feet into the mat, like you want to push the mat away in two directions. Feel the lovely space you're making through your right ribs and lean into that stretch. Lovely strong back leg, knees soft, drawing up through the thigh. You're doing brilliantly. Can we stay with it for 2 more breaths? And then very carefully, keep the arm tucked round, that left arm tucked round. Come forward and rest the right elbow very lightly on the right side, very lightly. As we hold our bow and side angle there. If it's right for you, lift the arm up and take it on the diagonal. If it's right for you, what does it feel like if you lift that elbow off? 3 to 5 breaths. Stay strong, firm up your core center, your tummy muscles to support you. You can do it. Sink down a bit lower. These postures give you strength and stamina. Straighten the front leg, take your hand where it lands and come into triangle. You can always tuck the back arm round if you want to. Let's stretch it out. So breathing in energy and feeling that energy spreading all the way through you to recharge you, revitalize you. Some lovely deep breaths into the space of the heart. This is the most beautiful, energizing posture. Knees are soft, drawing up through the thighs. And you're making several triangles through your body. Breathe well. So a big circle down. Bend your knees, look up, step to the front of your mat and just take a dangle for the moment and relax there. Rest your ribs on the shelf of your thighs. Coming all the way up, the in-breath, hands to the heart. We're going to do the other side. Okay. Have a drink or anything you need. I think I need a drink at the moment. Breathing in, hands to a prayer, come all the way to the earth. Look up as you step your right leg back into a nice big high lunge. You can interlink the fingers or you can have the arms separate. Just bend the front knee and straighten it. And see if you can go a little bit juicier. Bend the back knee and straighten it. Find your lunge. Tummy nice and firm, hips squared off. Maybe imagine there's a hand behind your shoulders and you might even be able to come back a wee bit more here. Stay with it, stay with the breath. So very carefully, sometimes it helps to put your hands on your hips as you turn that right heel in, turn the toes out. Let's open up to Virya our second warrior. Push your palms down, lovely strong arms reaching from your heart center. Good foot alignment, nice strong legs. Eventually that thigh will be parallel to the floor. Breathe well, gazing over your left middle fingers, feeling where gravity acts on the body, feeling grounded. Breathing in, rooting down and extending the spine, and breathing out, making a bit more space as the palm comes up. And you reverse your warrior. So not too much back bend if it's not right for you. And keep that knee over the ankle. Some people tend to straighten the legs when we do that. Let's keep it over the ankle. Well done. You can reach the right arm out as you slide the left hand down the back to give the back of the neck a tickle. We'll just open up the shoulder here. Stay grounded. If that's enough for you, stay there. Otherwise, reach the arm out, turn the palm to the back, and work on this bind. And if you can't reach, just hold the back of your t-shirt. We're working our elbow directly over our head. Roll the shoulder back, and maybe a little bit more back bend here. Press down through strong feet. This is a nice stretch for the inner thighs as well. Can you sink a little bit lower? Follow the breath. That always gives you a focus. To stay with the breath, the sensations as you leave that right arm wrapped round and you rest the left elbow very lightly. I stress very lightly. And then if it's right for you, reach the top arm up like this or even over by the air. Filling out space through the right side of the body, and you might even lift the left arm off. Let's take 3 to 5 breaths here. Tone up your core, that's going to support you. Push down through strong feet, lift the arches, especially the outer edge of that back foot. Make sure it's grounded. And it's rather a relief then to straighten the front leg and open up to Trikonasana for 5 breaths. Well done. A big circle round with that top arm. Bend the knee. Turn the toes towards the front. Step back, down dog. 5 nice restorative breaths here. Have a wiggle. Keep the neck long. Press down with your hands and lift your sit bones higher. Knees are soft. Then we're going to take a slow walk. Take a slow walk to the front of the mat. Think about feeling your feet on the earth, feeling grounded, and just stay there in the dangle. Bend your knees, rest your ribs on the shelf of your thighs. Have a little wiggle there. And then after all that heart and shoulder opening postures, let's just stretch through the back. So take your right hand to your outer left ankle or higher up the leg, your left arm on top, and gather in. Breathe into your back body. Feel the space in your back. As you slowly come up and give yourself a nice big hug here. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. A nice big hug. Lift the elbows up. Either hold the hug or left over right above the elbows. Find the eagle arms and lift up. Take the elbows away, the forearms away. Enjoy that stretch through the back body. Breathe into the space of the heart at the back. That should feel good. Some nice deep slow breaths there. Then we breathe in, we can look up. So really breathe up to the top of the lungs in between the shoulders. Hold the breath in. And when you're ready, you can just do a breath, a lovely breath, let everything go that you don't need. And hang out there a moment. Letting gravity, the weight of your body and your breath ease you out. You can even let Let the arms go in the dangle. Bend your knees, make a little shelf for your ribs. Relax there. Have a wiggle. We're going to do the other side. It's left hand on right ankle or higher up. Right arm on top. Fold in. Come all the way up with a hug. Either hold the hug or bind. Take the eagle. Lift the elbows higher. Breathe well into the back body. So feel the ribs expanding to the back and the sides as well as the front. Feel that space you're making. It should feel extra good. It should feel really nice. We only think of our breath in the front of our body, but we've got more lung capacity in the back. So stay with that. And higher. And breathe, and we take a nice full breath. Right up to the top of the lungs, in between the shoulders, and this is where the dog gets silly. I hold the breath in, and I come and bend the knees, and I go all the way down and hang there. Relax. That gets you going, doesn't it, Evie? It makes you silly. It does. Stay with it and just hang there. Let gravity, the weight of your body and your breath ease you out. Allow yourself to soften. Have a wiggle. Let's come down to the mat. Well done. Just come and sit. Take your knees over towards your left. Don't dig in the settee. You're going to have to go outside if you're going to dig in the settee, my girl. And your right knee is going to come across. So we can come into this twist. So sit nice and tall. Take your right fingers behind you and lift up, a little back bend here. You can either give yourself a hug or you might take the arm there, holding your twist. So I'm going to read you something while you hold your twist. It's from my book, The Spirit of Yoga, which is a really lovely book. If I can find it. Where is it? Twists. Seated twists. Twists work in many ways. For instance, they adjust the spine, tone the spinal nerves, and ease stomach ailments by stretching the inner digestive organs. They're also wonderful detoxifiers as they wring the old blood from the spine, recharging it with fresh sustenance. When twisting, bring your inner eye into your spine, the vertical axis of your body. Press your sit bones down, rooting them firmly into the earth, and work your attention upwards from the base, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep your spine long while twisting from your centre, from the root. Use each in-breath to lengthen the spine and each out-breath to deepen that twisting motion. Be a corkscrew. So let's just take a few more breaths, being a corkscrew. The twists are so good on all levels. They really give you energy as well. Let's de-rotate there, ease it out. Well done. And just take your right big toe and stretch your right leg out. Take your left hand down and either come into a little side bend like that or lifting up into a modified wild thing. Two. Hello, Evie. Push your thigh forward, enjoy that space you've made today. 3, 4, and all the way down. That leg's lovely and straight. We're going to fold over in a forward bend. If you need to bend the knee, of course, that's fine too. Hips are squared off, tummy over the thigh. Let's lift, draw that energy up. Bring your hands all the way down to your heart. Let it wash through you. A big breath of joy. And gather in. 5 to 8 breaths here. Think about breathing in, lengthening the spine, and breathing out, allowing yourself to soften. Take your awareness inside. Just find a place to stay, your edge, and you might be able to go a little bit further in that lovely pause at the end of the out breath. Or you might need to back off a little bit. I'll take a couple more breaths. And slowly gathering up. Well done. Bend your knees, take them over to the other side. Coming into your twist. Of course, you know you can always straighten that underneath leg. Well done. Fingertips behind you. Make a little bit of space. It's either like that or gently like that. And I'll read you the other half about twists. Good way to practice. Remember that like any other asana, a twist involves holding the structure of the pose while softening the internal body within this structure. In other words, holding the vertical axis of your spine, but softening around it. This softening is what will help you to deepen your posture more than pulling and pushing. The movement must come from within. The flesh and muscles must release their tight grip. Each time you twist, become conscious of this cleansing, releasing process. Rejoice in it. So it's like anything, you've got that good firm structure with your bones, but you'll soften underneath, and then that just makes it a little bit easier to maneuver. Let's take a couple more breaths. Think about your tummy, your ribs, your chest, your shoulder, all revolving round. And it's rather nice to counterpose a twist with another twist. Ease it out. Take your left foot, stretch it out there. We're going to press down with our fist or our right hand. And you might just want to be like this if you want to go a little bit more gently, or like that. Or you can lift into this nice curvy back bend. Hello, little doggy. Hello. Make it your own. And all the way down, beautifully. It's always nice to do a forward bend. If you want to bend the knee, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't say last time, but if you need to rest your knee on anything, that's a good one too. Let's level up. Take your hands to your heart. Draw the energy up. Let it wash all the way through to your heart. A big, enormous breath of joy. And you dive forward and hang out there. Breathe well. Allow yourself to soften with each out breath. Find that Goldilocks position that's just in the middle. It's not too strong and it's not too soft. Give yourself a bit of leeway so you can always go a wee bit further there. It takes time and practice, and we're all very different. Our bones are different. Our muscles are different lengths. Our bodies are different shapes. Come up slowly. Well done. Stretch your legs out. A little bit of a, oh, thank you, legs. Take your hands behind your hips and just some circles here. Easy. How does your spine feel? How do you feel? And the other way. Well done. Put on something warm if you need to. Bend your knees. Come onto your mat very, very slowly. Draw your knees in. Either take a nice lying down butterfly or come into the happy baby. You can hold the back of the knees or you can hold the outer feet. And we just rock. We'll stay there. It's so nice to ease the spine out after all that hard work that we've done together today. Breathe well. Happy baby, the bliss pose, Ananda Balasana. That's it. It's quite nice to rock, isn't it? You can take one knee to the earth, stretch out one leg, the other knee to the earth, stretch it out. Well done. Choose where you want to be for Shavasana. Might be nice butterfly or knees together or constructive rest. Take time to get comfy and cozy. Well done. To close your eyes and let go of your concerns or anything that's on your mind. Just think of the way a diver slips to that depth of stillness that's always there beneath the churning of the waves. Now consider 3 things you love doing. Maybe walking, swimming, gardening, reading. Just take time to remember what it is in each of these that makes you feel alive. As you relax and let go, send out gratitude. For all the great things that we can do and enjoy. And very slowly bring your awareness back. As you come out of this little meditation, 3 things, any sound you can hear. What can you feel? What can you see behind your closed eyes? And have a stretch and a yawn and whatever you need to do for you. Big sigh. And when you're ready, roll onto your sides. Help yourself up to seated. Finishing the practice, a big breath into Prana Mudra. Gather all that energy back to your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Om Shanti. If you enjoyed the video, there's plenty more on my website, Jill's Yoga, www.exeteryoga.org. And this month we've been donating for the Hope Foundation, which helps the poorest street and slum people, especially the children in Calcutta. They built a hospital, and that's so important at the moment with the pandemic. So there's a button you can press if you want to donate anything, and I'll pass it on to the Hope Foundation. Thank you. On my YouTube channel, Jill's Yoga, and I'd so appreciate it if you like the videos and subscribe. And this is the last video for now, but there's always plenty more to look back on. Enjoy your practicing.